It's Thursday, February 6th at 10:30. This is the library trustee meeting. Calling the meeting to order. Is anyone taping the meeting besides LakeCAM? I don't see anybody. So, first thing on the agenda is the secretary's report. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of January 2nd.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the financial report. Jamie?
As I usually do for you monthly, just an update on the budget. I don't really have any issues of concern. We're in line with where we need to be. I'm happy about the heating budget that has been done so far this year.
Yes.
Everything else is kind of where it would typically be, so there's really no concerns on my part.
Okay. Any other questions on the budget?
Well, we have a line item for videos. Are people still taking out videos?
People are still taking out videos, but yeah, I know it's not.
Hi, I'm Ben Siegel. I just announced my run for Congress, and I'm actually doing a listening tour, and I was wondering if I could just sit in and
It's an open meeting.
Sure.
No, that's why we put it on our schedule. So, thank you so much.
Could you please spell your last name?
Sure, it's S-I-G-E-L.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Rich LaCAM. I'm the
Rich,
chairman.
Such a pleasure.
I'm Nancy LaFave, one of the
Nancy, such a
trustees.
pleasure. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. I have 4 little kids, and some of them didn't really want to get to school this morning.
This is Jamie Bader,
Jamie, such a
our library
pleasure.
director.
Thank you. I'm again just here to listen. So.
No problem.
Thank you.
We don't mind if you say anything.
Be careful with that, though.
Just get a copy of our agenda.
I'm sorry, are you all set?
Yeah, I just wondered if we were still, if people were still actually taking out videos.
Okay, next on the agenda is the library director's report.
Per the usual, we had a busy month last month with a number of programs. We had a blood drive.
How did the blood drive go?
I think pretty well this time. Yeah, I
Good.
mean, I don't keep tabs in terms of,
Numbers.
getting the numbers for them because it's considered just a community use of the room. But they definitely had people in the waiting area. So,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
They'll probably be back sometime in either August or the fall. Usually we support them twice a year with blood drives here. One thing to note is we've got a new museum pass available. The Robbins Archaeological Museum in Middleborough sent all of the libraries a complimentary pass to allow up to 6 people free admission to the museum. So that's a new pass for us that's on the rolls.
So that's free
That's good.
admission for up to 6 each time?
Yes. Okay. Yep. And it's relatively local. They have, I guess, 3,000 objects representing 12,000 years of Massachusetts history.
A lot of stuff came out of the Assawamsett Bank area, too.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as youth services, announcing that Ms. Teresa has planned for a new program this year, which is going to be a baby time program that will focus on newborns through 18 months that will include singing and finger play, bouncing, literacy tips and tricks for parents. So it's complementary to Story Hour. Story Hour really is to gain those early literacy skills before school starts, but we find that we have a number of parents bringing even younger than that coming to the group, but trying to focus on servicing that age group a little bit better. She's starting the new baby time. Let's see, other things of interest.
Cookbook club?
Yes, I guess for adults, we're starting a new book club. So this will involve It's gonna have like a theme each session. I'm probably going to do it quarterly to start, and we'll see what kind of interest there is. The first meeting is going to be Monday, March 23rd. So the idea is that we will have cookbooks available for people to browse. This session's theme is America's Test Kitchen, just to kind of pick something generic, and we'll have folks sign up. We already have a few registered at the desk to come, and they can pick a recipe, make the recipe, and bring it for sampling. So the group will get to sample all of the recipes, and then we will compile a binder of the recipes for sharing at a later date. There are a number of libraries that have been doing this successfully, so we thought it'd be of interest to Lakeville patrons as well. I guess the other thing to note is the gallery is planning for a community-involved exhibit in June of 2020, which will be a black and white exhibit. So only black and white art will be up on the walls, and so we're inviting folks who have either exhibited before or maybe new to the gallery to submit applications. They'll be due at the end of April. So that was in the newsletter as well, to invite people to participate. And then we will have golf in the library on February 23rd. I'll be sending something up to the select board, and I talked to Tracy about having
What is that? I'm sorry, Jane.
the golf in the library.
Yeah.
So I talked to Tracy about having it included in the community announcements that happen at the Board of Selectmen's meeting, and then officially invite you all to attend if you'd like to come.
Well, you can make an announcement.
Because I make an announcement to the community that it's happening on Sunday, July 23rd. We will have an 18-hole golf course
You
set
said
up.
July.
Did I say July? February, sorry, February 23rd, happening, where we will have the library set up as an 18-hole golf course. It's from 12 to 4. So this is being run by the Friends of the Library, and any donations will benefit them.
Are we using the same company as last time?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be bringing a sample hole for us on February 12th, so we'll have it set up in the lobby so people can actually see what it is. But yeah, it's all indoor. Yeah, set up. It makes for a fun day.
I got a question on the sales evaluation. Are we looking at new software?
Right. We were looking at the current software that we use to manage our circulation system, and the contract with the company that sales uses was up for renewal in October, or is up for renewal in October. So the thought was we put out an RFP just to see what other systems might be out there and whether or not they would meet our needs or do a better job than the one that we currently have or not. Actually, we ended up deciding after evaluating 3 different companies that we were going to move forward with negotiations with Cersei Dynex, stay with the system that we have, and just try to get the pricing down, because the other systems really, there were places where it fell short. But the network hadn't done that process in quite some time, so we figured this was a good time to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I participated in helping with that, and so we've had a few meetings over the time. But like I said, those are done now, and we'll be staying with the system we have.
Okay. Any other questions on the director's report? Okay. Buildings and grounds.
So you'll see that outside, the work has been continuing on moving the flagpole area from planting beds to grass. They've been able to take advantage of the good weather this year, where we really haven't had to deal with snow. I shouldn't say, I'm scared to say that out loud.
You might have just jinxed it.
Right, it's been a mild winter, so I think when the weather has been good, they've taken care of finishing with the prep. In the spring, they'll come and put loam down and seed it for grass. And they also recently did a whole pass along the property to remove some of the brush that has just been kind of overgrowing the space, to assist with the mowing. So they were here cutting, and they did all kinds of chipping, so we appreciate that. It looks a lot cleaner.
This was the highway department.
This was highway, yep.
And then Teddy and his crew came around and.
Yeah, Ted Delarato.
and,
Right, he did the hard pruning of all of the shrubbery
Yeah.
around the property, so
looks-
it's really,
looks good.
Looks
yeah, it's
good,
really
yeah.
cleaned up and ready for spring.
Yeah, so one of the questions would be, maybe at the next meeting, is that, the company that we had used before to come and do some of the trimming may or may not be necessary.
Right, I think it depends on what the town is going to be able to continue.
But I mean, this spring, it looks like everything is in
Right,
pretty good
everything's in
shape.
good shape in terms of starting with the spring, and I think the long-term maintenance will be better, so I'm not sure if we will have to continue with having the outside service, but we haven't had that conversation specifically to know, does the town have the manpower to maintain this regularly, or would we at least maybe a couple times a year have them come in for maintenance? I don't know.
Okay. Any other issues with the buildings or grounds or?
No, we had some issues with our phone line, which I got addressed. I think the Verizon copper lines, they're looking to kind of phase those out over time, and so they're presenting problems, but it's all been resolved. I just included it in my report, so you were aware that I kind of had to deal with that. And the sensor on the employee door for the security system was addressed, and it's been okay so far.
Good. Okay, the monthly statistics.
I give that to you on a
Yep.
monthly basis, and then I end up compiling them. I found out the town report is going to be due at the end of February, so I'll have that probably at the next meeting. But I take the statistics I do every month and compile them fiscally, like during the fiscal year for the state, and then the calendar year for the town.
So, looking at the report, our circulation and visits and uses of the facility continue to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can do a 5-year look back.
No.
It's really on my list anyways,
That's for you.
for myself for long range plan. I know I very
we don't want you to
list.
do more work.
But getting a sense of kind of where the trend has been, yeah, our,
All right.
people continuing to grow.
So that's good. All right. Solicitation policy.
So I drafted a solicitation policy for you all to review. This is, it's not so much in response to anything, but realizing that we really didn't have anything about use of the building for like active solicitation. We had within our current policy something about the bulletin board in terms of being available for nonprofits, and that for-profit businesses weren't allowed to put up flyers and things, but I felt like we needed to clarify that like use of the physical space out here in the lobby is not available for people to set up tables to sell things. I mean, we've had requests over the years that we've had to say that that's not really something that we can do, and so I just want to have a policy in place to clarify that. So it's really that, active solicitation would be any kind of person-to-person communication, so we wouldn't have anyone standing here in the lobby going up to patrons to try to either solicit members or clients or selling anything or looking even for contributions or donations. I think part of it too is we now have we've been supporting the Census 2020 effort that's happening, nationwide. Public libraries are getting involved in that. And for us, I have allowed them to use the community room to meet if they have people who are coming in looking for information to either become a census taker or part of the process. I just also wanted it to be clear that and I've said to them, like, they can't just be set up with a table in front of the circ desk and asking every single person who comes through the door, because that's been an issue at some public libraries. Like, we want to support that effort, but we can't have it be a thing where the people who are coming here to do library business are being solicited. It's, to just be clear about that, so.
There's been issues around voter registration tables the same way in libraries. We've seen that a lot.
Yeah, that it's like we want to support that, but it can't be people who are coming here to actively use the library being accosted, right, or approached. It's like it can be there, and if people are interested, then fine, they go and get the information. So just to be clear about that. I do have information about passive solicitation, because we have over time had bins for collection of materials, things like recently we had the coat drive, the Council on Aging was doing a coat drive, and they asked us to host a bin, which we were happy to do, and it was really successful. They had to make several pickups. So just
And the animal shelter too.
Right, animal shelter, food banks over the years, cradles to crayons.
Glasses
And all those things,
telephones.
and just to allow for that. So passive collection will still be something that we would support. But just to be clear that, people can't be leaving flyers and things, because that happens occasionally. I walk around and I find stacks of flyers from, people trying to sell their wares. And so just to have the policy in place.
So perhaps we need to post it visually,
We
besides online, once it's approved?
Right.
Yeah, I also noticed, and I know there's stuff on that bulletin board that probably shouldn't be on it. It says community-based nonprofit organizations may request the use of the bulletin board for informational flyers. So you're right, because I know there's stuff on there that
Yeah,
I'm not.
most people, I think the nonprofits are the ones who come to the desk and ask for permission, and
Right.
then others just kind of come in and put the stuff up on the board. And so when new things go up, we peruse, and anything that really shouldn't be there gets taken down. But like I said, just to be clear that we have a policy in place that it really is for nonprofit community use.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, we had a situation with the gallery where we had an artist who said he would give 25% to American Cancer Society. How nice of him, let it go. Then we had another artist who applied who said 25% goes to another organization, and all of a sudden we're like, it could turn into, well, I want to sell my things, but I don't really want to be that person who doesn't give to charity. It might affect artists who want to come in and seriously sell their work. It also is a matter of, yes, these were really nice charities, but we can't turn down someone who wants to give 25% to the Nazi Party or whatever. So was another issue that I really hadn't anticipated as a policy issue, but we've chosen in the gallery to not go there.
Yeah, because really, we shouldn't be involved in any kind of exchanging of funds or even having like bins out for money collection. The policy really is stating bins for like objects to collect items that will be donated, as opposed to even passive solicitation of monies.
It's this time in the beginning and end of the collection too,
Right.
so it's not continuous.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve this policy.
So moved. Oh, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you. Anything on gifts and endowments and bricks, or any updates, or?
Brick order will go out in March, so we just put a push for that in the most recent newsletter. And hopefully anybody who wants a brick will get a brick.
Okay. Great Ponds Gallery.
Great Ponds Gallery is doing fine. I hope you all saw Michael Lynn's exhibit, because it was incredible.
Was.
And right now we have an incredible exhibit of Afghans and rocking chairs by the Historical Society.
And Saturday, we're having a comfort reception with free hot chocolate, coffee, tea, homemade goodies, and it will start at 10 o'clock when we open instead of 11.
Oh.
So that
I was saying,
those people coming in to get rid of their books or pick up a new book will be able to come in and have something to drink or eat, or just to visit. And we're through the 29th.
And just so you know, there's a meeting room and a gallery over there, and it's managed by a committee that puts together all these programs, so.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really
She's
amazing.
responsible for it. Ruth.
We are, we're booked through most of 2022.
2022.
That's amazing.
22.
Anyways, anything else with the Great Ponds Gallery?
Now, we're looking forward to that black and white exhibit because our artists like challenge exhibits. It's a big place to do a one-person show, but if you can enter an exhibit with one piece, that's always nice.
Okay, any new business? Any old business? You don't have any old business, Nancy?
No old
That's not like
business.
you.
Well, it's just the white pines in the back.
Okay.
And getting in touch with the highway department, that's ongoing.
All right, so our next meeting.
Thursday the 12th?
As good as any.
Fine,
12th, 10:30?
sure. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
And it's 10:51 a.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.